Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum, dear students. How are you? I hope you'd be fine. This is Think New Syllabus Mathematics Book 2. And today we are going to do a few questions in exercise 7b. We have already completed a few questions in exercise 7a, where we discussed about direct and indirect proportion. And in this exercise, basically the questions are of the same sort, just there is a slight difference, and we are going to learn how to locate the points on a graph of directly proportional equations. So let's start with question number 1, where it says if x is directly proportional to y cube and x is equals to 32 when y is equals to 2. So the first thing that we have to do over here, we have to write down the equation. How are we going to write down the equation? It would be if x is directly proportional to y cube, initially it would be x directly proportional to y cube. Then we are going to replace this sign with is equals to k constant y cube. We have learned about it that why do we place k constant over here whenever there is a direct proportion. So the equation would be x is equals to ky cube, right? For the first part, the answer to this would be x is equals to ky cube. Then what do we have to do? We have to figure out what would be the value of k since it's a constant. For that, they have already provided us with the value of 32 and 2. So we are going to place 32 in place of x is equals to k as it is. And for y, we are going to write 2 as given in the question, 2 raised to power 3. Now we have learned that we solve the numbers using the BODMAS rule. So it would be like k 2 raised to power 3 is equals to 2 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 2. When we will write it in the expanded form, it becomes 8. 2 2s are 4, 4 2s are 8. It means it would be k8 is equals to 32. Now making k as the subject, it would be k 8k is equals to 32. And now when I'll divide it with 32, I will get 4. It means the constant k is equals to 4 in this question. So the equation that would be made over here would be x is equals to 4y cube, right? This is the equation that connects x and y when x is directly proportional to y cube. Okay, after finding the value of k, now we have to find the value of x when y is equals to 6. Using this equation, we are going to solve this one. Y is equals to, x is equals to 4y cube. Now, since the value of y is given, so we are going to substitute the value of y as 6. But here something is very important, that there is a relation between 4 and 6 of multiplication, and then there is a power over 6. So what are we going to solve first? We will not multiply 4 with 6 first until and unless we have found the cube of 6. So first we are going to find the cube of 6. For that, we will multiply 6 with 6 with 6. So 6 6 are 36 and 36 6 are 216. And after multiplying 6 3 times, we will get 216. Now we will multiply it by 4. So the answer to this would be 864. It means there is way two difference between the values of x and 4, since x is directly proportional to y cube and there is a constant 4 as well. So for the value of y as 6, the value of x would be 864. For the value of y as 2, the value of x would be 32. So there is a lot difference between the two coordinates. Then we have to calculate the value of y when x is equals to 108. For this, we have to use the same equation, that is x is equals to 4y cube. But since we have to calculate the value of y, right? The value of x is given. So what are we going to do in the first step? We will make 4y cube as the subject and x to the other side, right? Because we have to find the value of y. So we will keep x to the other side. Now we will substitute the value of x, which is given as 108, And then I'll remove this 4 from here since 4 is getting multiplied with y cube. So on the other side, it will be divided. And it becomes 108 divided by 4. When I will divide 108 with 4, I will get 27. Now, what we have to do next? Whenever you come up with the answers of variable having powers 2 or 3, so what you have to do to remove that power, let's say I have x square is equals to 36. So what I'm going to do to remove this square, since I have to find out the value of x and not x square, I'll take square root on both sides. By taking a square root on both sides, what will happen? This square will cut this square root and we are left with x. And we know 36 is a perfect square of 6. So the answer to this would be 6. Similarly, if we are provided with y cube is equals to 27, what are we going to do? We will, since there is a cube over here, so we have to take cube root on both sides. B dot s means both sides. When we will take cube root on both sides, what will happen? This cube root will cut the cube, so we are left with y on the left hand side. And we know 27 is the perfect cube of 3 because 3 3s are 9, 9 3s are 27. So it means 3 cube is equals to 7. So when I will cut this 3 cube, the cube of 3 with the cube root, I'll be left with 3. It means y is equals to 3 when x is equals to 108. You see, this is how we have to solve these type of questions. When the value of y would be given, we will substitute the value of y and solve the equation as given in the question, and we will get to know the value of x. But when the value of x would be given, we have to solve it this way. Since there was a cube right there, so we have to take cube root on both sides. After that, we have to draw a graph of x and against y. So for that, let us first build a table over here so that we can easily locate the values. Let us write down the values of x and y accordingly. So we already know that if x is equals to 2, it's given in the question. Yes, if y is equals to 2, let's take y above. Yes, if y is equals to 2, x is equals to 32. If y is equals to 3, x is equals to 108. Using the same equation, let us find out some of the values of x. So the equation was x is equals to 4y cube. So if we will substitute y with 4, 4 4s are 16, 16 4s are 64. So we will multiply 4 with 64. And the answer to this would be 256. Right? For the value of y as 4, the value of x would be 256. Similarly, if y is equals to 5, 5 5s are 25, 25 5s are 125. Now we will multiply 125 by 4. The answer to this would be 500. So, if x is equals to, if y is equals to 5, x is equals to 500. Similarly, if we'll take 6, so it would be 4, 6 cube. 6 6 are 36. 36 6 are 216. Now we will multiply 216 with 4. So the answer to this would be 864. Just leave this one. So this is 864. Now we have to draw a graph for this. Now, since x is equals to 4y, so what we have to do, we will take the x coordinate on y-axis and y coordinate on the x-axis. So what we have done, we have marked the values of y on the x-axis and the values of x on the y-axis. Okay, so don't get confused. Now, for the value of y as 2, the value of x is 32. So let us figure out that where can we find it, since there is a gap of 100 between two units from 0 to 100 and there are 10 subunits. It means each subunit is of 10 units. So it would be around here. 1, 2, 3. This would be somewhat around 32. Okay. And then comes 108. When the value of y is 3, the value of x is 108, so it would be somewhat here. Then comes number 4, 3. That is for the value of y as 4, x is 256. So it comes 200, 250 right in the middle. So it would be around here, 256. And then comes 500. Next we have the value of 6 is 864. So it would be marked over here 864. Come over here. And now when we will join the points, you can see that we do not get a straight line. Instead, it would be a curved line. So this is how the graph will be drawn. Okay, students, this is how we have to draw these lines. Since you have scale and ruler and pencils, so you can draw it more accurate, but the line should be like this. And there is a proportion in a square or cube, so the line won't be straight. Then in question number 2, we have the same thing, but this time z square is directly proportional to w. So we'll write it z square is directly proportional to w, and it becomes z square is equals to kw. Okay, now we have to find out the constant. For this, we are going to substitute the value of z with 4 given in the question, and w is equals to 8 given in the question. So when we will solve it, we will get 4 4s are 16 is equals to 8k. It means k is equals to 16 upon 8, which is 2. So the constant over here is 2. And since the equation formed would be z square is equals to 2w. This would be the equation that we have to use across the question. Now, in part 2, we have to find the value of z when w is equals to 18. So using this equation, what we are going to do, we will write it as it is. Z square is equals to 2 into 18, which is 2 into 18 is equals to 36. And I told you whenever we are going to get the number in square, we have to take square root on both sides. When there is a cube, then we have to take cube root on both sides. So it would be like under root z square is equals to under root 36. We know 36 is a perfect square. So we will get the value of z is 6 for the value of w as 18. Now, after this one, we have to find out the value of w when z is equals to 5. So again, using the same equation, that is z square is equals to, what was that? 2w. Now we will substitute the value of z as 5 to the whole square to find the value of 2w. But now I'll make 2w as my subject. So it would be 2w is equals to 25 and w is equals to 25 upon 2, which is 12.5. It means if z is equals to 5, w would be 12.5. And now we have to draw a graph of z square against w. Now students, as we have drawn the graph of x against y cube, similarly we have to draw a graph of z square and w. For this, first we are going to write down the values of z square and w. So if z square is equals to now students, when we have to draw the graph of z square against w, so first we have to understand that what does this mean? Against w means we have to keep w on the x-axis and z square on the y-axis. This is very important. First you have to understand that which coordinate would come on the x-axis and which one to go on the y-axis. So the alphabet or the variable that is after against would come on the x-axis. That is the key point. Now, what variables they have taken? They have taken z square and w. So we will take the corresponding values of z square against w, not z. This is very important. So for this, what we are going to do, we will suppose some of the values of w as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And for that, we are going to find out the values of z square, not z. For this, what we have to do, we will substitute the values of w as 1. So if we substitute the value of w as 1, it becomes 2 ones are 2. And the value of z square becomes 2. We do not have to find out the value of z. Since we have to draw the graph of z square and not z, so we will take the values of z square over here, which would be 2. So for the value of w as 2, the value of z square would be 2 multiplied by 2, 4. For the value of w as 3, the value of z square would be 2 multiplied by 3, 6. It means for any value of w, the value of z square would be its double. That's simple. And now it would be very easy for us to draw the graph. Similarly, let us see that have we drawn the graph this way in question number 1 or not. So in question number 1, we basically have drawn a graph of x against y, not y cube. So we have to make a correction over here by taking the values of y cube first and then drawing this graph for x against y cube. How we can do that? We will simply take the values of x and y. We will cube y over here. So the cube of 2 would be 2 2s are 4 2s are 8. Of 3 would be 3 3s are 9 3s are 27. 4 4s are 16, 4s are 64. 5 5s are 25, 5s are 125, 6 6 are 36, 6 are 126. And we have to draw the graph of x against y cube. So we will take the values of y cube, plot them, and plot the x coordinates against them. So the graph would be just like this. So you will plot this graph like this. The values of y cube would be plotted as 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 now. And the values of x would remain same. And we will plot the points like this. That is for y cube as 8. The value of x is 32. So I've plotted it with using cross for the first one. And then for 27y cube, we have x as 108. So it comes over here. And then we have 64 y cube for x is 256. So your graph would be like this. And if you want, you can draw a line over here. So this way your graph would be plotted. And even if you go further, you can extend your line since it's a straight line. So you see the difference. That is how do we have to draw different type of graph. This was the graph for y against x. It was not y cube. Okay, it was x against y, and now we have drawn a graph y against y cube. This is the difference. Now we have to do the same in question number 2, where we have to draw a graph of z square against w. So I told you we will keep w on the x-axis and z square on the y-axis. The values of w are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and the values of z square are 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So the first one would be 1:2 will come over here. Then 2:4 would be plotted over here. Then 3:6 and 4:8, 5:10. And when we will draw this line, it would be a straight line. So what do we notice? That when we draw the very first graph, that was not a straight line. But when we are drawing these graphs, since z square is directly proportional to w, and in the earlier question, x was directly proportional to y cube, so these lines would be straight. You see? This is what the question is trying to tell us, that when we will draw the graph of the figures that are directly proportional, we will get a straight line. Okay? Now we are provided with a scenario and we have to solve this question having knowledge of area and perimeter, surface area and volume. So let us first understand that what is the area and what is the volume. So if we talk about the two-dimensional figures like square, rectangle and triangle, so we find the area of these shapes by since in a square all sides are equal to each other, so the area of a square is calculated by multiplying the length by itself, or we can say that L square. Whatever is the length, we just multiply it by itself, that is we square it to find out its area. So we can say that A is equals to L square. And if we talk about the three-dimensional shapes, there comes cube, cuboid, sphere, rhombus, and others. So not rhombus. So if we have to calculate its volume, the formula for finding the volume of a cube is, since all of its dimensions are equal to each other, it would be L multiplied by L multiplied by L. That is L cube. So there's just a difference of a square and a cube in the area of a square and a volume of a cube. Why? Because square is a two-dimensional shape and cube is a three-dimensional shape. So if we have to find out the area, we just have to multiply length twice. And if you have to find out the volume, we have to cube the length. So if they're saying that it is given that y is directly proportional to xn, we can say that y is equals to kxn. Okay, or it's better, let us write it in the form of proportion. That is y is directly proportional to xn. Then they're saying write down the value of n. We don't know the value of n. if y meter square is the length, is the unit of a square, and centimeter cube or meter cube or millimeter cube, whatever unit is given along with the power 3 means they are expressing the volume, and the square power expresses the area. So if they are giving us that there is a area of y meter square and it's the area of a square of length x meters, so we can say that the length of a square is given as x and its area is given as y. So we have already written it over here, or you can say A is equals to L square. If A is equals to L square, where A is the length, so we can substitute it with y. We can say that A is equals to y because they're saying area is equals to length square. Since they have provided us the value of area as y and length as x, so the equation would be y is equals to x square. You see? And if they have provided us that y is directly proportional to xn, it means n is equals to 2. Simple. So you see, what is the equation? It's written that y is directly proportional to xn, right? Y is directly proportional to xn, where y is the area and x is the length. So we can build the relation over here using the formula for area, that area is equals to length square. So y is equals to x square. If y is equals to x square and y is directly proportional to xn, it means the two equations could be kept like this. Y is equals to xn and y is equals to x square. It means this n and square are the same. So we can say that n is equals to 2. Similarly, if y centimeter cube is the volume of a cube of length x centimeters, so we know that volume is equals to L cube. And since they have given us that y is directly proportional to xn, we can keep it like this. Y is equals to xn, where y is the volume, x is the length, so y is equals to x cube. You see, y is equals to xn, where y is equals to x cube because y is the volume and x is the length. Since the formula for this is v is equals to L cube, so it would be y is equals to x cube. And we can say that n in this part would be 3. It's very simple. Just the confusion is that they have supposed the values in different forms. Earlier, they have provided us y is directly proportional to x, and then they are providing us with the formulas. So all we need to do is we just have to substitute the formulas into the given values, and then we have to see that what n stands for in both the formulas. So for the first one, n is equals to 2, and for the second one, n is equals to 3. That's it. That's just the power they were asking us related to these formulas. So for now, we have completed till question number 3. Inshallah, we are going to do a few more questions in the next video. Until then, please subscribe to my channel if you are new. Do like the video, share it with your friends. Don't forget to share it with your friends, and take care. Allah Hafiz.